Hello once again, folks. I'm coming to you today from good old... what the hell's this map called again? I come here so often. GM Construct, that's it. Coming from you from GM Construct, teach you about engines. Now then, these are mostly gyroscope based engines, meaning they only tend to work one way up. In this tutorial I will go from the simplest sort of engine you can make to slapper engines and slider engines and all the rest, blah blah blah. Anyway, let's get on with it. Get rid of you, get rid of you. And hopefully I should be able to include this save with the video so you'll be able to see it. Anyway, simplest motor you can make is a forcer motor. Now then, you need wire to make these. And all these are just little forces that come in the menu, and you put an input to the offset force. I'd show you, but for some reason why it doesn't want to work in this save, so you're going to have to figure it out. If you do it to just straight, it's the second option. If you just go to force, then they only shoot in a straight line. If you go to offset force, then they'll just sort of push whatever's in front of them away. See here, I have 4 forces, and this is just a wheel on an axis. Nothing on the back, no gyroscopes, no nothing. Good thing about these are, they're the simplest thing in the world to make. You're making with basically 2 constraints and that's it. And, if you give them a minus, they'll go backwards. They're nice, they're simple. If you just want to build something quick and test it out and spin something around, they're quite a good little option. Slightly more advanced one, this is my box forcer. Features 2 wheels, that should hopefully, unless I left them all frozen. This has 2 wheels on it, that go in either direction, and each one is forced round in a different way. Oh, this isn't going to work, is it? Because there's a part missing. Oh wait, no, I know what's wrong. There we go. As you can see, 2 wheels spin either way, and there's a weld latch from each of those wheels to this end one. So I can send it forward, I can send it backwards, because it's attached to 2 different wheels. I use an advanced dupe of this just so I can bring it out, quickly whack it on something and make sure it works. Very handy, very quick, good if you just want to test something out. Again, forces, offset, the only difference with this one is I normally have it to an advanced input. Forcer motors you can put as much power as you want through them. You can put 50,000 force into them with a multiplier of 50,000, and they really don't care, they'll just push. They're basically like electric motors, they will just keep trying to turn whatever it is they're pushing against. Anyway, next up. This is a gyroscope motor. This works like a regular piston in a car. These were first developed by Zeus Pantera, unless anyone else can prove it. And this is just a nice little single cylinder. Uses 2 sliders, 2 bars, and a couple of thrusters. Turn it on. Pushes up. This is a dual one. Most people just do them so they push down like a real engine, but I do mine pushing up as well. As you can see, this is one of my early ones. It uses chips instead of an expression. The 4 numbers there denote at what points the thrusters fire. I'd explain it, but screw it, it's really easier with an expression. And I hate people who use multiple chips now. Again, sticking a minus value in will make it go backwards, eventually. Which is handy to know, because gyroscope motors, if I flip this, the whole thing upside down, it'd work backwards. Because they're not very happy with being twisted and turned about in different directions. If you want to make something to go rock climbing up, you want to force a motor because they'll work in any direction. Or you can use ranges. I'm not particularly good with ranges, I don't use them. Anyway, this is a 4 thruster version of that. Made off a crank. There's just a couple wheels, got 2 gyroscopes because there's 4 thrusters and they all fire separately. Let's flick this on. You can see they all fire in sequence and they spin everything. They work quite nice. Problem with these are, when you dupe them, they tend to wobble, and because the crank has 2 axes on it, when they're not all frozen, because all these are frozen together so they don't wobble, this will just wobble all over the place and it's horrible. They really don't like being duped. That and sliders just suck. This is a rather new engine in the world, another gyroscope. This is what is known as a slapper engine. Again, as far as I know, made by Zeus Pantera. Instead of using sliders, we have an axis up here. I really should have put the pointer tool on. Axis there, and an axis at the centre point, then solid ropes to the end of each arm. It looks very bizarre when it's running, but you can get them quite smooth. They work up to 45 degrees either way, they're quite powerful, they're rather nice to use. I've used them on cranes, I use them on my truck. This is a long throw version. This is my much bigger long throw version, which is also a bit testy about working properly. Oh, let me freeze this one. This is a 8 slapper engine. This has got a dead spot on it though, so it's not particularly good. Again, gyroscopic timing, so you send it too far away, it's going to start screwing up and not firing in the right order, then you get dead spots and you stall out on hills and it's terrible. On top of slappers, you can do one like this, which is a very short throw slapper, which a short throw one seems to be able to do a lot higher RPM. You can go a lot faster with a short throw than you can a long throw. But I think you can get more torque out of a long throw, I'm not sure, because I keep using the old ding-dong Forcer motors. I quite like Forcer motors. That's pretty much it. That's, as far as I know, every sort of engine you can use. There's a few different designs for all these, but they all tend to be the same. One of the big popularities now is using Rangers instead of gyroscopes. If you use a Ranger, then the problem is it will try and fire on the up and the down stroke, so you have to sort of offset them all if you have more than a couple pistons. That's why I don't like them. They're a bit funny to work with. As in, sometimes they'll work right and then sometimes they'll start going backwards for no reason, and if you've just built a rather complex gear relationship like this, it can screw it up quite merrily. Oh dear. So yeah, that's pretty much all the engines you can do in Gmod. From simple couple of constraints to 20 or 30 odd bits. All depends on what you want to use them for. Okay, that's pretty much it. Those are the engines. Don't they look lovely? I'll try and include this save, which I've hosted on RapidShare from when I last can remember, with this video, and you can have a look yourself, give them a play around. If you want to steal my designs, at least tell me first, or give me some credit. You know, I did build these. I built these for a mate, but anyway. My name's Big Adam, and I attempt to build cool crap, and then fail spectacularly as my saves always screw up. Yeah.